Nashville's a crazy town with neon dreams. Everyone races and the engines scream. Hi, hello, and good evening, race fans. It's another warm late May evening in Lebanon, Tennessee, as we're here for tonight's coverage of the NR2003 Mission BBQ Cup Series race, the FedEx 400. Once again, welcome everybody to tonight's Intercast on the North American Sim Racing Network. My name is Trey Wright. It's our third night race in a row over the past 3 weeks, and tonight marks the beginning of the second half of the regular season for 2025. 13 races down, 13 to go, and we open the back half of our regular season with our Tennessee twosome, a pair of races in the Volunteer State to round out the month of May and begin June, starting with a 75-lap contest at the Nashville Superspeedway and racing at the Diamond Race Superspeedway next Saturday here on the NAS Arena. Of course, that is then, this is now, and what was then last week was Bradley Ream dominating the POW MIA 600 last Saturday night in Charlotte, North Carolina, winning 2 stages and leading the most laps to slingshot himself all the way to 11th in the point standings as we take a look at them right now, halfway home here in the regular season. Most of the drivers at the top of the pile were caught up in trouble, and despite finishing 21st in the race, Alex Lozano takes over the points lead going into Nashville. That 11 machine has been blazing hot over the last month or so, and he's got a 61-point lead over Esteban Lasser coming into tonight. Logan Williams with a rough start to the race in Charlotte fell down to 3rd. Angel Gutierrez remains in 4th, and another strong run from Alexander Rowe puts that 84 car in 5th coming into Nashville here tonight. 6th through 10th, however, was the big shuffle up, with Mitchell Collins right now being above the cut line by a mere 26 points over Bradley Ream, and a few notable drivers who have fallen outside of the top 10 are both Bruno Diacomo and Carson Miller, of all people, has fallen out. Miller in particular fell 10 spots down to 16th after a really bad start and wrecking out of the POW MIA 600 last week. That 8 machine has been slipping over the last couple of weeks. He is trying to get back inside the top 10 here tonight. He's got a good starting spot. The 8 machine does start in 8th. We'll see what he is able to do here tonight. And like we said, Bradley Ream currently holds the first wildcard spot with being the first driver with a win outside of the top 10. Dylan Matthews, your Daytona 500 champion, currently holds the other, but a lot of racing is still left to be run with 13 races remaining before we cut off the top 10 drivers and 2 wildcard guys for the chase here in 2025. But Nashville made a series debut last season, and it races similarly to the Denver Motorsports Park. Despite being called a super speedway, it is a flat 1.3-mile tri-oval with only 14 degrees of banking in the corners. That is 2 degrees higher than the flat surface of the Martinsville Speedway. That is how flat this track is. But unlike Denver, we race this race at night, and under the lights there is a lot of grip in the corners to be found by these drivers, which will make for yet another fantastic race like we saw last year, where Corey Case took home his first win in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. To win tonight, you need to keep your car out of trouble as much as you can, save the tires towards the end of the run, and hopefully you will be in position to take the checkered flag later on tonight. But in order to get to the checkered flag, we first must get to the green flag. And in order to get to the green flag, we need to crank up these cars, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to fire the engines for the FedEx 400.
Drivers, start your engines!
And 42 cars come to life here on the pit lane in Nashville, and we're all ready for 400 miles of under the lights action tonight. Corey Case looks to pick up right where he left off from last year. He sits on the pole position in that number 63 car. Nathan Stapleton to his outside, looking to get NS Racing's second win of 2025. Logan Alexander sits in row number 2 along with Skylar Taylor in the 45. Brennan Wilmington in the 62 sits next to Igor Barreto to round out the top 6 here. Field goes down the back straightaway, taking a look at everybody rolling off. There's a look at Danny Fallington and Elijah Gordon starting shotgun on the field for those 2 drivers. It's going to be a 75-lap race with the stages concluding at laps 20 and 45. Pit window opening up between stages 2 and 3 at lap 37, and like we said, Corey Case is the lone previous winner as he sits on the pole position in that number 63 car. Dodge Challenger pace car will dive into the pit area as Corey Case looks to pick up right where he left off from last year. He leads the field through the race's restart zone and to the green flag. We're underway in Nashville. Corey Case will lead lap number 1. He is out to a pretty big lead over the 58 machine. Logan Alexander in that 58 car. Brendan Wilmington up to 3rd after a 9th place run last week. Case to the lead. 2 Toyotas and a Ford in the top of the standings right now. 3 wide behind them. Thomas Troxel in the middle of that situation. Back onto the start-finish line once again, and Corey Case, like we said, dominated last year. Actually, I believe it was Logan Williams that dominated last year, but Williams ran into trouble in the late stages of the race. Corey Case was able to pick up right where Williams led off, and he did not look back. Able to get that win in the 63 car, and the yellow flag is out for the first time tonight. Keegan Thompson and Skylar Taylor have gone around off of turn number 2. Just like in last year's race, we were under the caution flag early tonight here. A couple of cars going sideways, and it looks like it is not going to be a good start to the race for Skylar Taylor, who has not a whole lot of rear end damage on that Costco 45, but you see that driver's side door panel all caved in. Keegan Thompson looks like he just turned the 45 a little bit. Doesn't look too worse for wear in that Viagra number 14 as everybody will file it back down. And we've got some pit stops going on early here on lap number 4. The caution coming out on lap number 3, and it looks like everybody will head down the pit lane, being led by the race leader of Corey Case. Again, these guys can do about 37 laps on a tank of gas. Tire wear is not as egregious as we've seen, but again, I think everybody wants to be able to potentially make it to stage number 2 to get those stage points. 2 tire stop for Nathan Stapleton. He is out and away. 4 tires will go all the way around of Corey Case's Toyota Camry. And he'll get out ahead of Logan Alexander. It looks like everybody besides Nathan Stapleton taking 4 tires. That was a very slow stop out of Igor Barreto's team. He'll be shuffled midway through the rest of the field. And Nathan Stapleton, the only driver that's only electing to take right side tires, will be your race leader when we go back under the green flag in just a couple of moments. But Skylar Taylor and Keegan Thompson got together off of turn number 2, and we'll take another look and see what happened to those guys here to bring out caution number 1 of the night. So as Zachary Fitzwater moved to the low side in the 99 to make them 4 wide off of turn number 2, Skylar Taylor runs out of real estate on the high side and gets a little bit of help there from Dano Georgi and Zachary Fitzwater. Keegan Thompson with nowhere to go, and Charlie Davenport involved in his second incident in just as many weeks. Nearly turned that 45 car upside down. Zachary Fitzwater out of control in the 99 on the top left, but he was able to just barely save that 99 machine. Chicagoland winner will rejoin the field. Keegan Thompson goes around. Same thing with Skylar Taylor. And we only initially thought that 2 cars were caught up in this incident, but it turns out it was 5 cars that are responsible for bringing out the first caution of the night. Fitzwater all the way up high, and I can't believe they didn't wreck coming off of turn number 4. That was crazy. But Skylar Taylor and Keegan were both able to get it back going, so they will rejoin this race here after our first caution of the afternoon comes out on lap number 3 to put us under caution for the first time this evening here in the FedEx 400. We'll get another look at this as Skylar Taylor on the wrong side of 4 wide. Almost got turned upside down by Davenport's 98 machine. Backs it in the inside wall just a little bit. You see the crumple damage on that crush panel back on the rear end side of that 45, but she's able to get back going. How competitive that Costco Camry will be, I've got no idea. Have to see what her team is able to do on the pit lane here, but we're under caution for the first time tonight. Corey Case led them back to the line, but it was Nathan Stapleton taking only 2 tires in the 97, slingshot himself into the top spot. See what he is able to do on the restart here in Nashville. We return to the Nashville Super Speedway, cleaning up caution number 1 of the evening. Nobody was knocked out from that crash on lap number 3. Everybody besides Nathan Stapleton took tires. Nathan Stapleton with just a splash and go. Not even taking 2 tires for that 97 team. They went no tires and just a splash of fuel. That 97 car will get the track position out front. He has got 7 lap older tires than everybody else. Stapleton, Case, Alexander, Wilmington, and Rose, your top 5 going back through the gears. It's a bold strategy by Nathan Stapleton, but again, like we've seen at Denver, track position is going to be the name of the game. A little bit of a wide entrance into turn number 2 there for Stapleton, and here comes Logan Alexander to the low side. Logan trying to catch a little bit of a gap there beneath that 79 or that 97 car, I should say. Nathan will lead his first lap under the green flag here. 8 laps completed of the scheduled 75. Corey Case right now battling Brennan Wilmington for that 3rd spot. Brennan's on the preferred line down on the low side. Getting all that grip up high. Not working out for Corey just yet. He will surrender 3rd, potentially 4th, and he might fall outside of the top 5 this time going underneath the start-finish line. Meanwhile, Alexander has got a little bit of a gap, and he's got a ledge underneath that 97 car. Battle for the race lead heating up. A little bit of a low entry that time for Logan, and Nathan on the outside will slingshot around. Alexander's not done yet. He's to the inside of Stapleton here. Brennan Wilmington trying to join this battle along with Thomas Troxel and Riley Sampson. It's been a long time coming for Riley Sampson here. Even longer time for Brennan Wilmington. That 0 streak reaching 90 here tonight. And Wilmington will get around Nathan Stapleton for 2nd. Maybe not. Big run coming on the outside for Nathan. Stapleton and Wilmington. 2 of the veteran drivers here on the in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series circuit. So Wilmington will go for 2nd, and stuck up on that outside lane is Stapleton. There's Sampson to the inside of the 97 Ford. And that track position call in the pit lane not playing dividends right now. Stapleton will need a couple of laps here to get that 5-lap bonus. The 5-point bonus for leading a lap here. It's Logan Alexander in that 58 machine. Out front with Brennan Wilmington right behind him. It's been a while since we have seen a lot of these drivers in Gatorade Victory Lane. It's been about 90 races since we've last seen Brennan Wilmington win. Same thing for Thomas Troxel, I believe. He's only got 1 win at the Cup level coming at Pocono last season. Or 2 seasons ago, I should say. Here comes Brennan right on the back end of this 58 car going into turn number 3. Trying to get down to the low side here. Coming around to 7 laps to go in stage number 1. Everybody racing at the back end of this field here. Stapleton right now just inside of the top 10. 3 wide back in here. That's your points leader of Alex Lozano making some moves to the outside. He and Carson Miller finding their way inside the top 11 as Stapleton continues to fall back along with Corey Case. They're using that same chassis from last year, that 63 car, and looks like that he is very tight right now as the yellow flag is out for the 2nd time tonight. I am not sure what the caution is for. Nobody has gone around yet, or as far as I can see, nobody has gone around. We'll race it back to the start-finish line. That is peculiar. I don't see any tire marks from the back end of anybody on the field. I don't see any damage. We're waiting to hear some information from the tower. We may have had a debris caution. We'll scan the track and see what is what, but the last time we had a debris caution, I guess last week you could count it as a debris caution, as the field will go down the pit area here on lap 16. I'm not sure what the call is. But we do know what the call is going to be for pretty much everybody on the pit lane, and that's going to be taking 4 tires here about 10 laps into this run. So Alexander will remain in the race lead for, as of right now, we'll have to see if he will stay out. We'll focus with both him and Brennan Wilmington as they come onto the pit lane here. I imagine it'll be a 4-tire pit stop for these guys once again, using their 3rd set of the night. No, only 2 tires for both Wilmington and Alexander, and they are nose to tail coming off of the pit lane. And it looks like everybody is going to take 2 tires besides Nathan Stapleton, who will take 4, and the gambit did not pay off for Stapleton. And he will be out and away deep in this field along with Igor Barreto once again. Some split strategy on the pit lane here. This Dano Georgi. I believe Georgi may have missed pit lane here. He may be a lap down. Yeah, Georgi is a lap down, so I'm not sure if Georgi potentially maybe stalled on the back straightaway or something. It's a tough break nonetheless for that Boy Scouts of America Hitchco Dodge. But Logan Alexander leads. We are a couple of laps away from completing stage number 1. We may get a 1-lap dash here in stage number 1, but we'll take a look and see what happened here to bring out the second caution of the night in just a couple of moments here in Nashville. So this is a shot of the front straightaway camera here as the field will roll through, and caution comes out. You're going to see the whole field come through on the front straightaway, and you know, you're counting, I think we're in the mid-20s right now. We're in the 30s. You see Skylar Taylor bringing up the rear in the 45. Caution comes out, and there is nothing here. You see the pace car is illuminated. You know, looking at everybody. No caution coming out. I'm trying to remember the last time we had a debris caution. I believe, was it Zenjoltis in 2020? I believe it was in 2020 or 2021. It has been a long time since that we have had a debris caution. Of course, we had the caution last week for Charlotte, which I guess, I mean, that's not really a debris caution, I should say, because, you know, I went and put the caution in myself. This looks like a bona fide debris caution, which is one of the most rarest things you could see in NR2003, and, well, looks like Brian France has taken over here. Throwing a debris caution here on lap number 15, I believe. Logan Alexander will lead the way, and you know, there's nothing else we can really say, as everybody besides the top 4 took the yellow flag. I don't know if maybe, because I don't have auto stages open, I know that, because you know, throwing a caution for a stage is the dumbest thing ever. I guess the officials just wanted to re-rack. I guess Brian France has hacked NR2003 and he's hacked my computer. I don't know. But what I do know is that Logan Alexander and Brennan Wilmington both took 2 tires. So they will remain in the race lead here, and we will get back to things in just a couple of moments. 20 years later, or about 22 years later, NR2003 still never fails to amaze me. Is all I can really say on that. We'll get you back to the restart here in just a couple of moments here in the FedEx 400. And we are back here at the Nashville Superspeedway, finishing up caution number 2, a debris caution here. At the Nashville Superspeedway, 41 cars are on the lead lap. Dano, Georgia came down a lap number 8 due to a vibration. We'll put that 34 cars, the only car 1 lap down on the grid. Fastest lap of the race belongs to Owen Miles with 28.832, and the fastest pit stop so far belonging to Cole Sampson in that 5 machine, a 14.28 second 4-tire pit stop here. We're going to get a 1-lap dash for stage number 1 with Logan Alexander out front, Wilmington, Sampson, Rose, and Perez, the top 5 here, and a good point situation so far for Pacific Racing. The green flag back out in the air. Riley Sampson trying to use that 34 car as a little bit of a pick here to get around that 58. Down the back straightaway here for the final time in stage number 1. Riley Sampson down to the low side. Does he have the momentum? It's going to be close coming off of the corner. Momentum from the high side for the 58. Drag race to the line for stage number 1. Who got it? It was Riley Sampson by 0.03 of a second. Will win the first stage here tonight. How about that for Sampson? Will go to the race lead. Logan Alexander might get shuffled out here, and like we said, all 3 Pacific Racing cars right now underneath of a blanket. And now Brennan Wilmington, who is running behind his 2 cars, smiling at 2 of his machines being up at the top end of this field. It's been a little while since we really talked about Braden Perez from a competitive standpoint. He's grabbed a couple of stage points over the last couple of weeks, but nothing really too much to write home about. It was heartbreak for the Harlan, Kentucky native of Caleb Rose last week. Was running all the way at the front of the field in the late stages of the race, got all the way to the midway points for the mid-race moment of silence last weekend in Charlotte. And upon refiring his car, that 32 machine threw a piston and was knocked out of the race with a mechanical issue. A tough break for Caleb Rose, who's looking to rebound here tonight in that 32 machine. Matthew Hubert, who won last year's race at Charlotte, all the way up inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. So we approach the 1/3 of the way mark through the FedEx 400. Everybody beginning to shuffle their way towards the front end of this field, but it's Riley Sampson, who is in a 0 for 50 race streak coming into tonight. His last win at the Cup level coming at Rockingham in 2024. I believe that is about 50 races ran. Sampson will go to the point. Braden Perez right behind him. Actually, it's about a 46 race winless streak there for the 24, but still, it has been a long time since any of the Sampson brothers have been in Gatorade Victory Lane. Of course, for Cole Sampson, it's been quite a ways, a little bit longer there for that 5 machine, as he is deep in the field, very deep in the field, currently running in the, I don't know what Cole Sampson's running, 29th position for Cole Sampson. Not a good race for him so far. Same thing for Alexander Rowe and Angel Gutierrez, who was setting the world on fire in that 28 car, but the last couple of weeks has not been kind to that Home Depot Monte Carlo. So he's deep in the field, outside of the top 30 as well. The same thing for Corey Case, your pole sitter, deep in the field as well. Dano Georgi hoping for a caution to come out to get his lap back. He's on the tail end of the lead lap with Riley Sampson out front in car number 24. This race is still far from over. These guys came down on lap 17. About 37 laps. So it looks like lap 54 will be the next time that these guys come down, as Braden Perez under fire from Hubert. That 23 Zevia machine will go to the low side. 3 manufacturers in the top 3 spots. It goes Chevy, Ford, Toyota in the first Dodge in line. Campbell Marsh's 31 machine. Right now, just outside of the top 10. Just inside the top 10, I should say. He's able to get around Caleb Rose for that 9th spot. How about Eric Monaco in this 4 car? It's been really, really solid over the last couple of weeks. Hasn't set the world on fire, but he's been getting consistent top 10 after top 10. Was able to gain a lot of stage points last week in Charlotte. Here he is, trying to get inside the top 5 now as we begin lap number 30. All the way up on the low side there is Brandon Wilmington will get around Braden Perez. Perez continues to fall back in that 92. Wilmington trying to get that dub, that illustrious dub. That has been a long time coming for that 62 machine. Riley Sampson doesn't have clean air in front of him. He hasn't been able to get around the 23 car, or hasn't been able to really get away from the 23 car, I should say. '23 and 24 nose to tail for the time being. We approach the midway point in the FedEx 400. It has been a good one so far. We got about 22 laps from our next set of pit stops here. Riley Sampson continues to lead the way in car number 24. Everybody cycling around, everybody starting to get strung out here. Campbell Marsh down to the low side of Braden Perez. Daniel Bouchard back inside the top 10. Same thing for Juan Rodriguez. He's right now running in that 11th spot. The man last in the point standings, just trying to find anything here in these next couple of weeks. He is deep down in the bottom of the barrel of the point standings in that 48 car. Sampson continues to lead here. About 9 laps away from stage number 2 reaching its conclusion. Ooh, Eric Monaco with a wide entry off of turn number 2. He nearly got into the marbles and into the wall. Same thing for Logan Alexander, a little bit on the high side. Remember, both Alexander and Wilmington took 2 tires on that pit stop, and I believe Riley Sampson did as well. See everybody just cutting that inside lane on the apron. Perez once again high and very high goes that 4 machine. I think that Pennzoil Monte Carlo is getting very tight the longer this run goes. He is in jeopardy of falling outside of the top 10 here. See where he falls, this time by all the way down into the 8th spot. And he will fall outside of the top 10 if he's not careful, trying to ride that momentum on the high side. All the way up and near towards the wall, and I think at this point you want to get down to that low side here to prevent from being passed by the majority of the cars, like we've seen with Braden Perez, who's still trying to be on that low side here and running that middle group so far, and we'll see if he'll move down to the more dominant line down below. And again, you're just trying to find any sort of rubber that you can here. Really wide through the corner goes Monaco, and he's going to lose another spot to Perez. Marsh and Troxel fighting for position here. That's the battle for 5th. Alex Lozano will make his way up to 4th in car number 11, and there has been no driver as hot as Lozano has been over these last couple of weeks. Talladega finished 1st. Bridgehampton finished 2nd. He finished 2nd the race after that. Actually, no, Talladega 1st. Texas World 2nd. Actually, top of the show, I forgot that Corey Case won at Texas World as well, so he's got 2 wins in his career. Bridgehampton 2nd. Chicagoland 4th. Charlotte 21st, but he's still able to get the points lead. Lozano right now running in 4th once again as Logan Alexander looking to the low side of Riley Sampson, not able to get a ledge on him. Six laps to go in stage number 2, this time by in about 15 laps until pit cycle will begin here. We are past the halfway point in the FedEx 400. Real good run on the high side, but not able to make it stick for Sampson there in the 24, and he is still trying to put Dano Georgi a lap down. Georgi hanging tough in car number 34. Sampson continuing to move to the outside and try to get around that 34 car, but Logan Alexander is not giving up in that 58 machine. He has been made his way all the way up to 2nd, and he is going to try to take this race lead back from Riley Sampson. They're door to door, just about going into turn 3. Alexander looking for that 7th win here at the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. He's got 5 wins at the Cup level already, as 1 win in the Winston All-American Series. He will take the race lead away from Riley Sampson going into turns 1 and 2. Can Riley do anything on the high lane? He will not. We'll see if he'll stay high, or we'll go back down to the low side, which looks to be the preferred line. Moving his way up to 3rd is Alex Lozano. That 11 machine is coming, and he is coming hard. Winding his way through this field right now, has gotten around Brennan Wilmington. Now will set his sights on the 24. A little bit of a bobble going to the apex there for Riley. He'll be good to the go here, potentially. But everybody is going to have to make at least one more pit stop here. If it's under the green flag, it'll make things very, very interesting here. 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Logan Alexander continues to be stuck behind the 34 of Georgi. Wide entry to the corner there for Wilmington, trying to find some grip on the high side. Same thing for Troxel. The closer we get to the regular season wrapping up here, the more that these stage points are going to matter, as Logan Alexander takes the white flag for stage number 2. 30 to go next time by in the FedEx 400. Campbell Marsh trying to survive there in that 31 machine. One final chance there for Riley Sampson. He'll not be able to take it off of turn number 4, and stage number 2 will go to Logan Alexander in that number 58 car. Caleb Rose will get the final spot here. The race to the end is on. About 10 laps away from this pit cycle opening up here, and it looks like we got some takers already. Pit stops occurring here. A couple of stragglers from the tail end of the field will make their way down the pit lane. And here we go. Everybody was waiting for stage number 2 to conclude, it looks like, and it's feeding time on the pit area. Alexander is in. A little bit of contact in the back, sounds like. Heard something, but we are under the green flag. Probably just being paranoid, but everybody else will cycle out here. A couple stragglers coming down on lap number 46. And here we go. Lap number 47, the money lap here. And everybody is going to be able to make it to the end on fuel. 4 tires going all the way around. A little bit quicker there for Brendan Wilmington in that 62. Nathan Stapleton will stay out a little bit. Riley Sampson with a blinding fast pit stop in that 24. He will go out in front of the 58 car. What a stop there for Riley. Trying to see where he is at. How fast that pit time was, because that was probably the fastest time that we have seen all season. He may have beaten the 14:28 that his brother had, and Braden Perez will beat him out as well. So Nathan Stapleton will do the overcut here. I don't believe it's going to work. Really big overcut there for Nathan Stapleton. Believe things should cycle out to between Braden Perez and Riley Sampson for this race lead here on lap 49. Perez on the high side trying to work his way around Riley. 26 laps to go here in the FedEx 400. We still could see a caution flag. Oh, look at the run that Braden Perez has got going through the corner. Can he hold it? Door to door down the back straightaway. This is going to be the race for the lead once everything cycles out. Cole Sampson is in the pit area. 4 tires still going all the way around the 97 car. Riley Sampson out front. Now Braden Perez under fire from the 23, rather the 58 machine of Alexander. 4 cars underneath the blanket for this race lead here on lap number 50, coming around to 25 laps to go in the FedEx 400. Riley Sampson has been in that 24 car since the MBCS's inaugural race back in Daytona in July of 2020. He has got all of his wins in car number 24. Braden Perez has been in that 92 since season 2. It's been a little bit of a shake-up here for Logan Alexander, but he was able to put in that Dracoan Racing Ford last season. Got a pair of wins in 2024. Trying to put that 58 car in a Gatorade victory lane for the first time this season with a new sponsor on board. And like we've said, it's been a long time coming for Brendan Wilmington as well. Up to third, has been able to get around his Pacific Racing teammate. Reggie Fogelman right now caboosing the tail end of this field, and it looks like the undercut for a lot of these guys did not pay off. See the damage to Keegan Thompson's car. I do believe that came from the earlier accident that he had. Back to the front. Still anybody's race here at the front end of this field. Sampson continues to show the way in the 24. Alexander right behind him. Top 4 cars all within a single file right now, all with under a blanket. Riley currently shows the way, coming around at 21 laps to go. Still anybody's race. Big wad of cars back in here as Cole Sampson trying to find his footing in that 25 machine. Sampson, as far as we know right now, with a 14:28 second pit stop, does have the fastest pit stop bonus. Logan Williams has gotten into a little bit of a dust up in the 17. You see that entire right side of that Hershey's Dodge caved in, so it sounds like, and looks like as well, that he was involved in an incident on the pit lane. Consistency was key going into last week, but wrecking out and not having a good finish here today could potentially put that 17 car in jeopardy, falling outside the top 10. Same thing for Angel Gutierrez. It has been a trying last couple of weeks here for Gutierrez. Currently sitting in 28th for the 28 car. He may fall outside of the top 10 after everything is all said and done here. Alex Lozano got shuffled outside of the top 10 after that pit cycle. He is currently in 18th. Esteban Lacer's a little bit in front of him in car number 64. So, again, it's anybody's battle for the points lead, and it could be anybody's race. Logan Alexander continues to work that inside lane. He's got help from below. A couple of PR guys right down below, and Riley Sampson's not going to know what hit him. Sampson trying to hold on to that second spot. He might fall down to fourth. And Braden Perez can tuck back in with that 62 car. I tell you what, it has been a fantastic race up at the front end of this field. Logan Alexander will not relent. He has led the most laps here tonight. I believe that he and Riley are just about even in that category. Owen Miles continues to have the fastest lap of the races. Logan Alexander will put that 58 car back out front, closing in on 16 laps to go here from Nashville. These top four drivers have been able to gain a little bit of distance over the rest of this field. Daniel Bouchard looking for a top 5 run. Same thing for Bruno Diacomo in that 79. After the last couple of weeks that he has had, I think he'll take a top 10. It's been a trying last couple of weeks for both these Otter Island Motorsports cars. I'm not sure where the 75 is, or Dylan Matthews 39th right now, and Cole Sampson is 2 laps down, so he has come back down the pit lane a couple of times, it looks like. $15 laps to go here from the Nashville Super Speedway. In case you were just tuning in, you are witnessing a battle of a couple of veterans. Actually, a quartet of veterans at the front of this field, I should say. Logan Alexander and Brandon Wilmington right now fighting for the top spot, with Braden Perez and Riley Sampson not letting these top 2 go by. 2 Pacific Racing Toyotas, a Dracoan Ford, and an Appleseed Chevrolet. Right now, the top 4 positions here at the front end of this field. To begin lap number 62 of 75. Again, this is race number 1 of our Tennessee twosome over the next couple of weeks. We'll be over in Smyrna, Tennessee at the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway next week for a 47-lap whatever race, I guess you could call it, dash, 46-lap dash over in Smyrna at the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway. That is always a fun show. That's then, this is now, and Brandon Wilmington is hungry in that 62 as we work on lap number 63, 62 laps gone in this contest. I got a feeling that 62 car is the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He has been trying to get a ledge to the inside of Alexander for the better half of 5 laps here. And how long can Alexander hold on? What will Braden Perez do if these 2 tangle? $12 laps to go, 11 to go next time by. The winds continue to wind down here. Logan Alexander looking for that 6th win at the Cup level, 7th of all time here. Still yet to win a race over on the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship circuit. A believe he was the points leader at one point. I believe he still is as of right now. But 10 laps to go, and the FMGTC is the furthest thing in his mind right now. He's trying to get a win at the Cup level once again. A little bit of a bobble there from the 62 going through the corner. That might be the opportunity that Perez needs. Down the back straightaway here for the 66th time under speed. Both Pacific Racing cars going 1-2 right now, and Wilmington falls back to third, potentially fourth, if Riley Sampson can have his way. How about the recovery for Nathan Stapleton? He is trying to get himself a top 5 run after being midway through this entire field today. Logan Alexander loving what he's seeing out of his rear view mirror right now. Wilmington will fall down to fourth. It looks like that over streak will add another notch to it. But can Braden Perez get Pacific Racing their first win since Ricky last season from Caleb Rose? Been a long time coming for Perez as well. Got to go all the way back to last year's Daytona 500 where that 92 car was in Gatorade victory lane. He's 3 car lengths away from Logan Alexander as of right now. Logan continuing to power that 58 car around this 1 1/3 Nashville Superspeedway. The nicest lap of the night will get underway here with Alexander playing defense. He's got nothing but clean air out in front of him. But could we have a late race yellow to potentially shake things up? It looks like everybody is content with running either single file or double file right now. The race we're paying attention to happened at the front end of this field. See the front end damage to Cole Sampson's 5 machine. I do not believe that they're going to catch up to him as a lap down car. 6 laps to go here in Nashville. Alexander has now officially led the most laps in this race. Riley Sampson now up to third in car number 24, but he is running out of time rapidly. So is Braden Perez. 1/4 of a second the gap that last time by. Perez looking for a good run off the corner, but that 58 car running on rails. 5, count 'em, 5 laps to go here from Nashville. The gap closes in a little bit more that time by 1/10 of a second. And everybody's still on top of one another. Thought we were under caution there for a brief moment, the way that they were running through the corner. Here comes Riley to the inside of Perez for the second spot. Don't look now, Nathan Stapleton and Matthew Hubert have joined this field to make it a 6-car battle for this race win here. 4 laps to go, and Logan Alexander trying to hold on, but I think they are going to catch up to Cole Sampson. Before this is all said and done, Cole is being rapidly closed in on by that 58 car. 3 wide going through turn number 2. Riley Sampson's going to have a shot at this race win. Powers that 24 car down to the low side. 3 laps to go. Where does the 58 car go? Cole Sampson. Right now a lap car in front. Does he help his brother by blocking the 58 car? Nathan Stapleton will put the bumper to the back end of the 24. He'll shut his way down to the low side. The big Staple trying to get NS Racing their second win of the season. Riley Sampson will fall down to third. 2 Fords out front here, coming around a sticks high this time by. 2 laps to go. Cole Sampson shuts the door on the 58 down on the low side. Here comes Riley Sampson on the outside up high. Cole still blocking the 58. Here's Riley up high. Brandon Wilmington up to help off of turn number 2. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Cole now shifts up high. It goes back to Logan Alexander, the race lead. Cole now blocking Riley as the top 2 are through down the low side. White flag in the air one more time around the Nashville Superspeedway. Logan Alexander trying to hold on here. Nathan Stapleton right on his 6. Stapleton has been saving his stuff for the tail end of this race. He's on the back end of the 58 car. When does he make his move? Down the back straightaway for the final time. He's going to have one final chance going through turn 4, right on the rear end of the 58, coming off of 4. I don't believe he's going to get it in time. Off the final corner, checkered flag is in the air, and it'll go to the 58 of Logan Alexander here tonight in Nashville. What a race to the end that was, ladies and gentlemen. By 15 hundredths of a second over Nathan Stapleton, Logan Alexander gets career win number 7, ties him with Madison Tall and Eric Monaco. Gets a 7th win on the channel, ties him with Mitchell Collins, Ryan Durrani, and Madison Tall and Zachary Fitzwater. For wins here on the North American Sim Racing Network, 6th win will tie him with both Collins and Fitzwater in that category. Will put him in a tie for 3rd. The all-time winningest driver. The North American Sim Racing Network, a tie for 4th, I should say. Here tonight, Nathan Stapleton comes up just a little bit short, but a good run for both him and Matthew Hubert, saving everything to the end of this race. Logan Alexander is your winner. Braden Perez and Daniel Bouchard round out the top 5. Brandon Wilmington will fall to 6th. Riley Sampson falls to 7th. Bruno Diacomo will get another top 10 run. Same thing, or will finally get a top 10 run. Another top 10 run coming for Alexander Rowe. He may very well take the points lead going into Diamond Ridge next week. Campbell Marsh rounds out the top 10. It's a year best finish for Juan Rodriguez in that 48 machine. He's going to Diamond Ridge next week, a previous winner there. We'll see what he is able to do. Taking a look at everybody that fell off of the lead lap, everybody was able to finish the race. Cole Sampson was 3 laps down. Daniel Georgi was 1. And you take a look at everybody at the top of the points there. Logan Williams was 36th. Angel Gutierrez was 27th. Trying to see where Esteban Lacer was 17th, so Esteban will go back to the points lead more than likely. It'll either be the 84 or the 64. We know that for a fact, but nonetheless, Logan Alexander gets the job done in the 58, leads the most laps here tonight. And what a race that was. Back end of the regular season, starting off with a bang, and this is the point of the year where Logan Alexander turned on the Jets. He won at Pocono for his 2nd win of the season. And I'm trying to remember what that 3rd win of the season. Well, he won at Diamond Ridge last year, and then he won at Pocono. So the next 2 tracks are right in Logan Alexander's wheelhouse, Diamond Ridge and Pocono. The next couple of races here on the MBCS circuit. So Logan Alexander glad to be able to get the win in Nashville, and he's looking ahead to the next fortnight on the schedule here. That's going to do it here from Nashville. Congratulations once again to Logan Alexander for winning the FedEx 400. And we'll do it again next week over in Smyrna, Tennessee. The Cracker Barrel Volunteer 500, the Diamond Ridge Super Speedway, airs at noon Eastern on Saturday, June 7th, right here on the North American Sim Racing Network. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 14 of the 2025 MBCS season. And from Lebanon, Tennessee, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you next week at the track.